yes, there is a hope that some employees are not on strike, and there is a hope for us that our few applications might be processed also. Hi everyone, welcome to my channel Sans Global Immigration, and this is Neha Bhalla, CICC licensed immigration consultant. So in my previous video, I have talked about the potential IRCC strike. I made that video when the strike did not happen, and there were news that IRCC could go on strike. So I made that video at that time, and also talked about that whether this would be the perfect time to go ahead and submit your applications to IRCC or not. So if you have not seen that video, go ahead and watch that video. Also, the link is posted over here. So those who are not aware of it, in brief, I can tell you about the background of this, about the IRCC strike. So Canada's largest union, which is PSAC, is currently on strike. And PSAC has approximately 155,000 members in it, and IRCC, many of the IRCC employees are also a part of this organization PSAC, hence IRCC is also on strike. And this is one of the largest strike which has happened in the Canadian history in last 40 years. And today, 24th April, is the 6th day of the strike. And the negotiations are still going on. PSC is currently negotiating, bargaining with the government so that the government fulfill its demands. And till the time they do not come to a negotiation, this strike will continue. So there is no outcome till now. Let me show you some real pictures, what is happening inside Canada right now, what is happening due to this strike basically. So what are these employees up to, what are they doing? So they have approximately 250 picket line locations across Canada where they are picketing. Means they are getting together, they are coming together and then demanding that we want this, we want that, these are our demands, holding boards. So they have particular locations for this right now, 250 locations. And they are also now thinking to shift their picketing locations to some important strategic locations so that they can now disrupt more government operations. And so they want the government to hear their voices and meet their demands. So now let's talk about those IRCC employees which are currently not on strike. So yes, there is a hope that some employees are not on strike, and there is a hope for us that our few applications might be processed also. So first of all, employees who are on managerial or confidential positions in IRCC, they are not on strike. Then employees who were hired like less than 3 months ago, those are not on strike. Employees working on a casual basis with IRCC are not on strike. And there were some temporary short-term workers which were hired by IRCC. So initially they were hired basically due to the high backlogs. Because of the pandemic situation, there was a lot of backlog with IRCC. So some short-term temporary workers were hired. They were not permanent employees. So such temporary employees are also not on strike. So yes, these temporary short-term employees, they will continue to work as usual as they were hired to clear the backlog, and they are not part of any union, so they could not go on the strike. So what kind of applications they mostly handle? They mostly handle temporary visa applications like visitor visa, study visa and work visa applications. And if I talk about how many applications they process, approximately each of such workers are assigned 80 applications in a day to work upon. However, the strike would definitely have an impact on temporary applications. I'm not saying that it won't have an impact, but yes, we have few employees with IRCC who are still working on temporary applications. So you still might see processing of such applications. So these short-term employees do not work on PR applications. PR applications being complicated applications. So PR applications being more complex and complicated applications, they are hired by permanent employees or long-term employees of IRCC. So we might see a decline in the processing of PR applications specifically, and few temporary applications will be worked upon thanks to these temporary employees. Let's talk about the few statements, few points which are given by the Immigration Minister of Canada, Sean Fraser, in regard to the strike. So what views he have, what opinions he have, what did he say about the strike? Let's talk about that. So as per Immigration Minister Sean Fraser, he said that online services will still continue. Like you want to go ahead and submit an application, suppose you want to apply a visit visa, you apply a study visa. So online portals, there is no issue in that. You can still go ahead and apply your applications as usual. And yes, Sean Fraser, he agrees that employees are on strike and it will definitely have an impact on the processing timeline due to the reduced capacity of the IRCC. But yes, he also said that the staff, IRCC staff in international network, like the IRCC employees who are working in other countries and processing your applications, they will still continue as usual and process your application. So he also said that IRCC has now been working day and night over the past year and a half, that is the post-pandemic phase, to basically reduce the backlogs, and now we were getting close to restoring the service standards of IRCC. Like if earlier the visit visa used to come in like 3 to 4 weeks, and now it has stretched to 5 to 6 months. So they were now trying to restore the standards, like again sending out the visas within 3 to 4 weeks only. But again, this situation, this IRCC strike, it might take us back to the same situation. Now the strike will again be a hurdle in achieving that goal which they thought that they will achieve after the pandemic situation. So yes, be prepared for a long timeline, especially in permanent resident applications. And there are some other impacts also, like clients who have some appointments, immigration related appointments, they will also be impacted because such appointments will be cancelled, they will be rescheduled. For example, the citizenship events, they are all going to be cancelled and rescheduled due to this IRCC strike situation. But yes, the immigration minister has promised and seems optimistic that yes, they will take every step to minimize the impact of IRCC they could take, provide us whatever services are possible. So this was all that was talked about by the Immigration Minister Sean Fraser in his recent interview. And I also wanted to share one case about this, the impact of this strike, which I have personally seen. So one of my student who got this study approval, so his study visa was approved. So now his session was starting and he has to come to Canada. So he came to Canada. On the border, what happened was he was not issued study permits. So several students are not being issued study permits on the border, and they are being told by the officers over there that study permit will be later mailed to them on their address. So they have given their address over there on the airports to the officer. They said they will be mailed the study permit later on. So they are facing so many issues, like they could not get SIN numbers, no study permit on airport. So yes, this was all about the recent updates in regard to the IRCC strike. So I have given you as many updates as possible and whatever we had in news over here. And yes, today is the 6th day of strike, and I will also be closely monitoring any updates whatever I receive. And yes, I will definitely come up with another video if there are any more updates from PSAC or any more updates from the government, to keep you informed about the updates. And sometimes if I don't make a complete video, I come up with a short so that you can, very small topics, so I make a short so you can see the shorts also of our channel. If you want to stay updated and informed about all this, then please do consider subscribing my channel, as we do talk a lot about Canadian immigration, the updates on new programs and other immigration related matters. So if you have any immigration matter that you want to discuss with me, so you can book a consultation with me at this number below. And yes, if you do like the video, share it with your friends and relatives, like my video and subscribe my channel. Thank you so much for watching.